From time to time, it's important to carry out regular maintenance on your garden building. This is a pre-painted Prima building in the black grey paint, and here we can see we've got some signs of wear and weathering where this is in a very exposed position. So what we're going to run through is how we go about preparing and painting the building. The first thing we want to do is, before we do anything, is to make sure that the surfaces are clean and free of dirt and dust. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to start by just wiping the whole building over with a damp cloth, just to take off any loose dust and dirt that's sitting on the surface. And this I'll go over the whole building and just wipe off this dirt, just so it doesn't get into the paint whilst we're painting. Another good thing to bear in mind when we're doing a maintenance procedure is, you'll see here, this building is part in sun, part in shade. It's always better to paint out of direct sunlight. So this area will probably wait until the sun's gone past and we can paint. You'll see the difference because this surface will feel hotter than this, and this surface will take the paint far better, and you'll get a better finish if you're not doing it in direct sunlight. Before I start painting or doing any work, I've got all my tools and equipment I need to do the job. So here I've got some cloths. This is for obviously wiping down the building, and also for if I feel any imperfections or knot holes in the timber. This is what's called a mini roller, and this is ideal when you're painting larger surfaces. One of the things you can do is, once you've loaded your roller, you can roll along, but also to get into the grooves, you can use the edge of the roller, which is covered in foam as well, to physically get into those grooves. And a gloss roller will give you a nice smooth finish. I've also got some decorator's cork, and it's important to use an exterior decorator's cork. And in a moment, I'll show you how we fill things like knot holes, as you'll see here, just so you can take out any imperfections for when you do that maintenance coat. So the other thing I'm going to have here is a pair of gloves, just so when I'm working with the paint, my hands aren't going to get covered with paint, as they have already. If you're using brushes to apply the paint, use a synthetic brush. Synthetic brushes do not absorb the paint, do not absorb the water-based paints, and they'll give you a lovely smooth finish as well. And finally, we need our paint, and this is our paint, which has the RAL number, which is matched to the building. So this is RAL 7021. And most important of all, we want to give our tin of paint a good stir before we start work. So here I'm going to show you how we fill the hole. So a little bit of cork, and we don't need an awful lot in there, and we just rub that into the knot hole, and then using a damp cloth, and we do this straight away, what we do is we wipe over and take away any residue surface from that knot hole. And I'll do another one up here just to show you. So a little bit of cork in there, wipe it in, and then immediately we wipe it off. Okay. What we can then do, we would normally leave this to dry for a few moments, so that so maybe half an hour or so, and then that will skin over, and then we can put our paint straight on top. Here with the brush, apply the paint, not too thick, and we can smooth it out. Try and go with the grain, so rather than going up and down, we want to have go with the grain of the timber when we're doing our finishing coats. So for larger areas, you may find it easier to use the gloss roller. Fill your paint tray with some paint and load your roller with the paint, and then following in the direction of the grain of the timber, use your gloss roller to apply the paint. You can use the end of the gloss roller to paint between the V-groove of the tongue and groove boards. We hope you found this video useful, and if you need more information, be sure to look us up at gardenaffairs.co.uk.